Today, let's talk about the highest grossing films at the domestic box office so far this year. We're only going to count the movies released before July. So any movies that was released after July or in July will not count. So let's jump into it. What movies do you think made the top 10 so far? Let's jump into it. Coming in at number 10, we have The Bad Guys. Yes, The Bad Guys came in at number 10, making a whopping $96 million at the box office. So close to breaking up to making up to, I can't even speak right now, making $100 million, but just fell slightly short. This movie has a Rotten Tomato score of 88 from the critics and 93 from the audience. So the people really enjoyed this film who had a chance to see it. Now, coming in at number 9 is The Lost City, cracking that 100 million mark of $105 million. This movie, I really enjoyed this movie. It had Sandra Bullock, Brad Pitt, Channing Tatum. It was just an overall, the Harry Potter guy. Overall, this was just a fun, enjoyable movie. It wasn't a Marvel or DC film. It was just kind of like, it kind of reminded me like those old school, just adventure movies that kind of came about. So I really like this movie. If you get a chance, definitely check it out. It has a critic score of 79 and an audience score of 83. Next up on the list at number 8 is Lightyear. This movie is a lightning rod. People either think it's okay or they hate it. I haven't seen it, so I have no opinion of it. This movie made over $100 million, cracking $112 million so far. It has a Rotten Tomato score from the critics of 75. The audience gave it an 84. Next up on the list, we have Uncharted. This is another movie I haven't seen yet. I'm actually kind of interested in seeing it. It made $148 million. This is a Tom Holland and Marky Mark film. And Tom Holland, man, he is doing his thing. The thing is he going to be a box office star or does he need to be in big franchise movies to actually get over the hump? This movie, the critics hated it with 40% from a Rotten Tomatoes and a 90% score from the audience. So people who actually seen this movie really loved it. 90% is actually a pretty good score. So I definitely want to check it out. All right, folks, if you're watching this far, it's time to do the most important thing, and that's subscribe. We talk about everything from anime, movies, weekend box office, and more. But that's enough of the sales pitch. Let's go into the number 6 movie. That's right, it's Sonic 2. I definitely enjoyed this movie. It was definitely another fun movie to watch. This movie almost made $200 million at the box office, just shy at $190 million. This movie has a 69% score from the critics and a 96% from the audience. People loved it, like myself. I really enjoyed it. Uh, it's definitely worth watching, and I love how it's kind of like a TV series, right? They always end off on what's going to happen next. So I definitely want to see how this movie is going to progress. This is basically like $100 million franchise TV series that we're watching at the movie theaters or at home. So I think they did a really good job building this movie. And Jim Carrey is excellent here. He's back to his comedy ways. Supposedly he's going to retire. We shall see. Now coming in at number 5, Tom Holland again, and that is Spider-Man: No Way Home, cracking $231 million at the box office. This only includes the money it made in 2022, not the money that it made in 2021. Because this movie came out in December of 2021, so this movie made a lot of freaking money. Tom Holland did his thing. This is like the Doctor Strange, Spider-Man cameo, and more. The critics, the audience, they loved it. Scores of 93 and 98. I definitely really enjoyed this movie. Um, I'm pretty sure everybody's seen this movie and everybody probably went back and watched the old Spider-Man movies as well. All right, coming in at number 4, we have Jurassic World Dominion. I didn't watch this movie. My girl did. She's a huge Jurassic Park fan, Jurassic World fan. I like Jurassic Park or the Jurassic Park, I guess, franchise here and there. since one, I love part one, but after that, after watching Jurassic World or Jurassic Kingdom, whatever, two, back in the day, it was just kind of hit or miss for me, including the new ones. And yeah, this movie's made $351 million so far. The critics hate it; they gave it a 30. The audience gave it a 77. My girl said it was, "Mwah," so I saved some money there. Coming in the top three movies, we have The Batman, cracking $360 million at the box office. It has a Rotten Tomato score of 85 and 87. So it's basically pretty close between the critics and the audience. For me, I love this film. This is for me probably my favorite movie of the year. I will call it 1A because I do have a 1B as well. But I'm probably going to just call this my number one movie so far this year. It's the only film I've seen this year that I watched twice so far, and and the year's not even over yet. So I love the Batman, but I know the Batman's not for everybody. Some people thought it was too slow. It just really depends on your taste and what you're looking for. All right, coming in at number two, we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, folks. This movie cracked $400 million, making $411 million at the box office. As you can see on the screen, it has a Rotten Tomato score of 74.85. So this movie, I've seen it. I'm gonna say it was okay. I don't it's not it wasn't a bad film. It was an okay film. I was disappointed in the cameos because I tried so hard to avoid the cameos in the movie because people kept on saying this person's gonna be in it, that person's gonna be in it, this and that, and I'm like, oh, the multiverse of madness. I'm expecting them to go into multiple worlds. And to me, I don't really feel that. Like, yeah, they maybe went in one or two different worlds, maybe three. I can't really remember, but it wasn't no multiverse of madness. It was just like it wasn't very much of a deviance for Spider-Man No Way Home. I feel like Spider-Man, they gave you more, you had the three Spider-Mans. I just feel like there was more to the multiverse of madness in Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange. I was expecting to see a lot more, and I didn't feel like I got that here with the cameos. I really wanted more cameos from this film. Yes, you had um, the people that we had in there, like the Illuminati and so forth. But that was just kind of like one world version of people, and I wanted to see a lot more. All right, coming in at number one should be no surprise to anybody, and that is Tom Cruise, Top Gun Maverick. This movie cracked basically $600 million, essentially. When it's said and done, it's going to probably go past that a lot more. This movie is my number two movie of the year, kind of close to number one, but I just like the Batman more. Let me know your thoughts below. Which one do you like better, Top Gun or Batman? I'm not going to blame you for either one. Actually, let me know what were your favorite movies so far this year in the comments below. Um, the fans love it. The critics love it. Almost has a perfect score of 97.99. Uh, Tom Cruise made a great, fun movie that's enjoyable. That was fun. Sometimes you want to go to the theaters and just have a good time, and that with this movie gave you that. The Batman was definitely a lot darker, but this movie just gave you the fun. And the movie like The Lost City gave you fun too. And sometimes you just want to have fun, especially in times like this when the world just seems like it's going crazy. So it's just good to laugh and have a good time. So loved it, loved it, loved it. But those are the top 10 movies at the box office so far this year. We'll find out how everything's going to shape up. Are these movies going to stay in the top 10 when everything is said and done? I'm going to say Top Gun Maverick will, and Top Gun Maverick will probably be the number one movie of this year. And if you watched this far, give us a like, give us a share, give us a comment, and subscribe. That's all we ask. Until next time, peace.